Space exploration, the final frontier. But it comes with a price tag that's literally out of this world. Today, we're counting down the 5 most expensive space missions ever undertaken by humanity. Missions that cost more than entire countries' GDP. Prepare to have your mind blown. Let's dive in. Coming in at number 5, NASA's Orion Space Launch System, or SLS. This isn't just a rocket. It's the most powerful launch vehicle ever built, designed to carry astronauts beyond low Earth orbit and into deep space. Development costs alone? Over $30 billion. That's billion with a B. To put that in perspective, you could buy 300 million smartphones or provide clean drinking water to over 150 million people for a year. The Orion capsule is designed to keep astronauts safe on missions to the Moon, Mars, and beyond. It can support a crew of 4 for up to 21 days in space, with life support systems that make science fiction look cheap. The Space Launch System stands 322 feet tall, taller than the Statue of Liberty. Its first stage produces 8.8 million pounds of thrust. That's more power than 160,000 Corvette engines firing simultaneously. And this is just a subset of an even bigger program. Which brings us to number 4, the Artemis program. NASA's ambitious plan to not just return humans to the Moon, but to establish a permanent lunar presence. And it's costing us at least $90 billion so far. Artemis isn't just about planting another flag. It's about building a lunar base camp, establishing a gateway station in orbit around the Moon, and using our celestial neighbor as a launching pad for future Mars missions. The program includes the SLS rocket we just talked about, the Orion spacecraft, lunar landers, spacesuits, rovers, and an entire infrastructure to support long-term human presence on the Moon. Artemis also aims to land the first woman and first person of color on the Moon. It's not just expensive, it's historic. The first crewed mission, Artemis 2, is scheduled to fly around the Moon, followed by Artemis 3 landing on the lunar surface. $90 billion to return to the Moon. But that's nothing compared to what's coming next. Number 3, the legendary Apollo program. In the 1960s and early 70s, it cost $25 billion. But adjusted for inflation, we're talking over $250 billion in today's money. Apollo wasn't just a space mission, it was a statement. In the midst of the Cold War, President Kennedy challenged America to land a man on the Moon before the decade was out, and NASA delivered. Between 1969 and 1972, 12 astronauts walked on the lunar surface. 6 missions successfully landed. They brought back 842 pounds of moon rocks and forever changed our understanding of our place in the cosmos. At its peak, Apollo employed over 400,000 people and required the resources of over 20,000 companies and universities. It was humanity's largest peacetime mobilization of resources in history. One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind, and $250 billion price tag. But we're only at number 3. Number 2, the International Space Station. Floating 250 miles above Earth, this football field-sized laboratory has cost humanity over $150 billion. And counting. The ISS isn't just an American project. It's a collaboration between NASA, Russia's Roscosmos, the European Space Agency, Japan's JAXA, and the Canadian Space Agency. 5 space agencies, 15 countries, 1 orbiting outpost. Since 1998, the ISS has been continuously inhabited. That's over 25 years of humans living in space. It's traveled over 3 billion miles. That's like going to Neptune and back.
twice. The station has hosted over 270 astronauts from 23 countries. It's conducted thousands of experiments in microgravity, advancing our knowledge in medicine, materials science, biology, and physics. $150 billion for a laboratory in the sky. It's expensive, but it's not number one.
And here it is, number 1, the Space Shuttle program, the most expensive space endeavor in human history. Total cost? Between $196 and $209 billion. From 1981 to 2011, NASA operated 5 space-worthy shuttles: Columbia, Challenger, Discovery, Atlantis, and Endeavour. They flew 135 missions over 3 decades, launching satellites, building the International Space Station, and servicing the Hubble Space Telescope. The shuttles were meant to be reusable, making space travel more economical. But reality proved different. Each launch cost around $450 million. Refurbishing the shuttles after each flight was incredibly complex and expensive. The program suffered 2 catastrophic losses: Challenger in 1986 and Columbia in 2003, claiming the lives of 14 astronauts. Despite the tragedies and the cost, the Space Shuttle era represents an incredible chapter in space exploration. So there you have it, the 5 most expensive space missions ever. From the Space Shuttle's $200 billion legacy to the ongoing Artemis program, humanity has spent hundreds of billions reaching for the stars. Was it worth it? You decide. But one thing's for sure, the final frontier doesn't come cheap. Make sure to like and subscribe.